Hello and welcome to Behind the Music for Daily Hope. Today I'm joining you from the sanctuary at the piano because I'm really excited to get to share this one with my friend and colleague Alisson Unglaub. If you haven't heard him already, you'll know when you hear him what a fabulous violinist and just a great person he is to collaborate with. So I'm really excited today for the piece we're going to share with you. A few weeks ago, Alisson and I were working together trying to find some new music that we wanted to learn together this summer. And we came across an arrangement of He Giveth More Grace. Now, this was a hymn that I was familiar with from back when I was a child. I have fond memories of my father and my uncle singing it as a duet way, way back then. But I hadn't thought about it recently. So as we came across this hymn and started playing it together, the words just came flooding back to me. Now, during this same period of time, my dad was going through some really hard health problems. And so Alisson and I just did a quick recording of it and sent it off to him. And he was really uplifted by the powerful text. And so I want to share that text with you today. He giveth more grace as our burdens grow greater. He sendeth more strength as our labors increase. To added afflictions, he addeth his mercy. To multiplied trials, he multiplies peace. And here's the refrain. His love has no limits. His grace has no measure. His power no boundary known unto men. For out of his infinite riches in Jesus, he giveth and giveth and giveth again. Now this weekend, we're talking about immeasurable grace. Grace that we can't even comprehend. There's nothing we've done to deserve it. It's not something that just fills in a gap after we've worked as hard as we possibly can and oh good, there's a little bit of grace to get us across the finish line. It's not that. He gives and he gives and he gives and he gives us this grace beyond measure. The woman who penned these words did not have an easy life. Annie Flint was born in the late 1800s, and while she was just a small child, both of her parents died. She went to an orphanage. Fortunately for her, she was adopted into a Christian-loving family who taught her to have faith and to believe. But in her late teens and early 20s, she developed severe rheumatoid arthritis. By the time she was 30, she couldn't even walk. And so she spent the bulk of her 66 years of life confined to a bed in a sanitarium. Now, a lot of people might have just gotten depressed and died or wrote some really sad, melancholy sort of text. That was not the case for Annie. She decided that if she was going to be stuck in bed, she was going to develop a writing ministry. And so she did. She started sending cards to people, writing and then creating poems. And finally that turned into books and things like that that she would just send to people all over to try and inspire them. So out of her increased burdens, her increased afflictions, she still claimed that immeasurable grace. So I hope you're able to enjoy this next piece as we play and just think about what a great and amazing gift this grace is for us. See you next week.